Welcome to Espresso Yourself, the podcast where mom life, running life, and teaching life collide.
We're three women juggling lesson plans, long runs, and real life chaos, sharing honest conversations about motherhood, miles, and making a difference in and out of the classroom.
Whether you're listening on a run, in the carpool line, or hiding out with your coffee, you're in the right place.
So lace up,
Tune in,
And let's do life together.
welcome back to Espresso Yourself. This week is our first official week of summer that we have had to share with you guys. I say that lightly because Katie doesn't necessarily get a summer like what we do, but you're off on Fridays, so you get to spend your Fridays with us in the morning. But just kind of checking in, seeing how our first official week has went, what kind of chaos we have come across in our lives, because we know that is always the case, what sanity we have been able to create, and just the work-life balance for Katie as well. So I know, Katie, I want to start with you because you posted yesterday. I saw your post how your work was really busy. And I'm sure like you had stuff on top of that because this week we also celebrated the Global Running Day on Wednesday. And I know your running club group did a lot for that. So you are probably just exhausted. So I'd love to hear kind of how your week went.
So I just turned off my Garmin sleep mode, and you know how it gives you your morning report, and you know how Garmin can bully you and tell you you're not ready. Da, da, da. It literally told me chill out, you're not doing anything today. My recovery number is so low, and I know I am because I literally got up 30 minutes before we were supposed to record this because I just kept sleeping. And I vaguely remember my husband leaving this morning to go to the gym and go to work. So uh I only work 4 days a week, but let me just say this week was so busy. Monday I had office time, but it was quick office time. Then I had to go prep a building for training, and then Tuesday and Wednesday I trained the same group of teachers, and I co-trained with my old department curriculum coordinator. So the department I used to be a part of, I trained with her, and she loves training with me. So it was easy, but it was just a lot. And I was on my feet all day, and I do have to look nicer for my trainings. So I'm in a dress and wedges all day long, standing on my feet. So by Wednesday, I could just tell my back was tightening up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've just been standing for the last 2, 3 days straight. Um, but Wednesday was a little crazy because I had to leave the training, then go to another school, prep that school for the next day for my training. And then I had to go pick up our little Italian ice from Jeremiah's for Global Running Day. And I don't even know how I was still going because I get to Jeremiah's, I pick up the things, I go to the running store, and it's pouring rain, y'all. It started pouring rain about 1 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. And I was like, please stop. We need the rain to stop by 6 o'clock. And so I start stalking the weather. My husband starts stalking the weather. I mean, we're looking at hourlies and radars. We're like, make it go away. And we're literally setting up in partially the rain once I get to the running store because we're just hoping it'll be done. And it wasn't thundering or lightning, it was just raining. And I was like, please go away. It finally stopped. We had over 150 people show up. We had tons of vendors. We ran out of Italian ice. I only bought 100 because it was not cheap. So I only got a little bit of that, but everyone had so much fun. It was so good to see people. You'll probably saw I even made a silly little dancing video with my friends. I got them in on the fun, and then I got their kids in on the fun. But the one thing that was a super big hit that I decided to do Sunday night, and I ordered all the things off Amazon, was the little star clips and the glitter. Have y'all seen that, like, in the running world, like, the Star Clips and Glitter thing? So I buy the packages for it, and I lay it out on the table, and when I tell you people loved it. They're like, "Oh my gosh," and they're putting the stars in their hair, and then the glitter on their face and all over their body. So then the kids are seeing the adults put the glitter all over their body, and then the kids are wanting the glitter all over their body, and I'm, like, apologizing to the parents. I was like, "I'm so sorry. You're gonna have glitter everywhere."
Have you seen, like, the glitter sticks? I saw it, like, on TikTok. They were advertising it for 4th of July, but have you seen
Yes.
that? It's
Yes.
so
So
cute.
the only reason I didn't get the sticks is because some people are sometimes weird
Yeah.
about what touches other people's bodies, and the fact that it was gonna be shared amongst all the people. I was like, "We'll just do the tubes." And so at one point, people were like, "Oh, do my" so I'm sitting here just, like, putting glitter on people's faces. Like, I think there's somebody caught a picture of me doing it, like, putting glitter on people's faces. And funny enough, Thursday, I, I think I was, like, already through with my first training, and I was messing with my watch. I found glitter in my watch. So, next day I'm still finding glitter.
Well, you'll
But
find glitter
yes,
6 months from now.
I'm gonna find it everywhere, but it was so much fun, and it just, like, really filled my cup, and so I went to bed that night, and I was like, "Okay, I gotta get home. I gotta be up by 5:45, 6 o'clock the next day to get up and go to my training." And sure enough, I get to my training, get it going, and really Thursday was, like, my super full day because I started at one campus, I had to train, and then I had to help our I called him my assistant superintendent, he's our deputy superintendent. I got his title wrong, but he's our deputy superintendent. I had to help him with the podcast, which it went great. I had all the things set up. It's so funny, like, when you're trying to set up a background and I'm trying to make sure it's good for him, and he was just like, "I'm cool, whatever," and I was like, "No, no, no, I'm trying to make sure your background looks good and the lighting," and so I got a ring light from work, I set up the ring light, and he came to me so I didn't have to go back to him over in Alvin. And so then we record that, everything went great with that. We'll listen to the recording next week. And then I had to get in the car while he's recording. I'm on my phone ordering lunch because I had to get to another junior high. At this point, it was 12 o'clock. I had to be presenting at this other campus by 1:15. And it's like a 20-minute drive to get to this other campus. So he was done by 12:30. We talked for a little bit. He loves to talk, and I didn't wanna be, like, rude and be like, "Hey, I gotta go." So I kinda, like, let him talk for a little bit, and I was like, "Okay, I gotta go." So I get in the car, pick up my food. I'm texting the other people. I'm like, "I'm on my way." I'm, like, rolling in hot into this other's campus, running inside, and they're trying to, like, stall and do some other things so that I can kinda, like, breathe. And so I'm just eating a bag of chips, and then it was time for me to present there. And so I presented and we were done by about 3, but then I had to hop on another call for another program. And so I hopped because we were having some troubleshooting issues, which my boss is over the it's compliance training, and the program we were using was giving some people some trouble. So like I am the troubleshooting person. She's just like, "Hey, this is what's going on. Can you help fix it?" And I'm like, "Yes." So I had to call the company. I was on a call for that for like 35 minutes. And then finally I'm like, "Okay, am I done? Am I done?" And I was done, but then I still had to get my workout. So I went to the gym and my back started tightening up again. So I kind of cut my lifting short and I sat in the massage chair at the gym and I was just like, y'all saw my story. I was just like, I'm beat. Like I'm done. I'm beat. And I got home, made dinner, and sat down and watched softball. My team didn't win, unfortunately, but, I I slept, I think, 10 hours last night after, like, the fullest week possible, and I kept telling other people who have been working summers, I was like, "You weren't lying. Like, you were not lying. It is so busy." Next week, I have similar. So next week, I'm gonna be just as busy. I'm training 3 days, and one of the days I have to go between 2 campuses. Um, Monday, I'll set up a little bit and have office time, but I probably won't have time for myself until the week after. It's truly like the busiest time of the year.
That's like I was at a conference this week and they were like, "This is the time where you guys learn more." And I was like, "Yeah." And Katie is the busiest. Like, we have the time to go and do, and that is
Mhm.
what you're just doing.
Yes. Which is great, like, I'm sharing lots of good stuff. All the things I've been learning and training myself on and becoming more knowledgeable in, I now get to share, which is great, and I'm loving it, and I'm loving seeing, like, the light bulbs go off and "Oh, this is so cool. Oh, I can use this," and "Oh, thank you so much," and that's been fun, but I have this short amount of time to give them all of this before it goes, "Okay, well, they're too busy and you can't train them." So, I just have, like, these really and I'm gonna put this so, like, honestly, and maybe it'll make y'all be like, "Oh, I only have 8 weeks to, like,
Yeah.
train the people," and then I have to step back and go, "Okay, they're going back to with the kids, and I can't" you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, like, we said I was at a 2-day conference Wednesday and Thursday, and one of my friends and I drove together, and we said, like, if I don't know. I don't know how teachers are gonna train in July, but, like, if this were any later, we would be out of school mode and, like, to, like, absorb the information. No, like, we went to a literacy conference, so it was a little different, um, and, like, a lot more cognitively demanding, but, like, I don't know. Yeah. It's so
That's
hard to, like, get teachers to come and do it too.
yeah. That's why I scheduled my test for like 3rd week into summer because I knew if I did it in July, I would be mentally out of the zone by then and wouldn't like want to study. Whereas like now, like, all right, I know that I have it in 3 weeks. Like, so every day I've been like reading a section of the guide and taking the quiz, reading a section of the guide the next day, taking the quiz. That way I have ample time to say, okay, what skills do I really need to go back to and look at and actually be
Mhm.
prepared for this exam? Because I know come July, that's when like it just July 1st makes you think summer's over. Honestly, and June is full of baseball for us, and it's crazy, but July 1st, it's like, "Okay, I want to just enjoy my summer at that point for real," because it's like it's over. It feels over at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm
it's like,
glad you
well, at
talked
what
like that.
point it's
Our
like, at what point
teachers
in the summer do we transition into that, I'm turning off my school mode, right? I'm turning that off, but yet, how many of us are guilty of already thinking, "Okay, what do I wanna do different next year? What kind of things" and you're already, like, thinking about that in those 8 weeks, and then sometimes I'm like, "Alright, no, put that to the side," and then come July, like, we're never truly off because our brains are always
mm-mm.
thinking of work. I mean,
I created a whole bunch of door decor on Canva yesterday. But, like, that's fun stuff.
yeah.
I did a Canva training yesterday. The conversations I've had about Canva is there's just so many layers to it, like an onion, that it's like, "Okay, I can only show you this." So, our deputy superintendent, he's like, "Katie, I wanna learn more about Canva." He's like, "I need you to sit me down." And I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, I need to find out what would be most beneficial to you, and I would just show you that piece of it, because you know how many pieces of Canva there are?" And he's like because he's a busy man too. Like, when I tell you that man's going everywhere, that man's going everywhere too. And their time is very precious to them, and I always wanna honor that. But I'm like, I need to find out what's most prevalent to you so that I can just train you on that one piece, because I could go down a dang stinking rabbit hole of all the things on Canva. I mean, I know we've all gone down holes ourselves of like, "Ooh, what does this do? What does this do?" Because when you're just trying things out, you're not afraid to, like, mess it up. You're like, "Okay, oops, whatever."
Yeah. Yeah. So, I know because there's so many other things that I wish I knew on Canva, like, I use it a lot just for, like, to get templates, which I did. So,
Mhm.
speaking of summer sanity, I used Canva the other day, to set a summer schedule for the kids and a routine because like we have to have a purpose in our day. Like I need a purpose in our day or we'll end up being lazy or like it'll be afternoon before we ever do anything and then I just feel like the day was wasted. So I was like, we are going to come up with a schedule this summer. So I think it was Monday. The boys and I sat down and we discussed like what activities we wanted on our schedule, like our routine. And like my non-negotiables were like we have to have chores and reading time. And so we came up with some ideas. And we sat down and we're like, okay, so I want your guys' input. We get up, we have breakfast, brush our teeth. What do you want your first activity to be? And Oliver said chores. So perfect. Get them done. They're out of the way. The after chores, we have reading time. And then they have to have a physical activity. So like right now, they're jumping on the trampoline. That's their physical activity. It could be a family walk, going on a bike ride, or like I told him, we could do a partner workout because I want them to have some sort of. Now, granted, when they go outside and play, they are physical for the most part, but Hayes is not always. Sometimes he'll just sit and draw or color, and I want him to have some more like actual movement. And then they'll get their tablet time. And I put the tablet time in the morning because in the evenings, they're naturally going to end up watching TV. And I didn't want it to be a full afternoon of electronics. So then I told them they could have an hour of electronics, meaning like one person gets to pick a show while the other one gets to be on either the tablet or the Nintendo Switch. And then they switch. But my stipulation was that if they argue at all the day before or they fight me on anything, they lose 5 minutes from their electronic time. Or if they choose later in the day to do extra reading or extra anything, they could earn electronic time in the evening, like their switch time. So trying to give a little on that. And then they have to help prepare lunch and clean up at lunch. And then they have an hour of playtime. So that could be outside if the weather's decent. If it's extremely hot, because Hayes hates the heat, then they could come inside and play. That's fine. But it just has to be no electronic, like actual them playing. And then we said rest time. So, like, just some quiet time, snack. And then we added Bible time, which so our schedule technically started yesterday because Oliver's had camp and then we were at my mom's and like this week's been off. So we officially started it yesterday. And like the Bible time was amazing. Like, we had like this kid's Bible and he would be like, I want to read another chapter. I want to read another chapter because I was going to just do a chapter a day. And so then we read like 4 or 5 chapters yesterday, read more today, got that done this morning because they actually asked for it. Oliver's my like kid that is so interested in learning more. Um, and he's all about like God and stories. Like he was excited last night because on Netflix, the David came out, which he's already seen 1,000 times, but he was like, can we do movie night? I want to watch David. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So we did that. And then we have special activity like on our calendar at the end of the day, which could be we go to the library. We have a couple movie theaters around here that do like one of them does a free movie every Wednesday. One of them does like $1 movie. So it's like, if it's a rainy day, that could be our special activity, or going to grandma's or going to the pool or something like that. And I said, sometimes our special activity might have to happen in the morning. And if it happens in the morning, then some of our other things will have to get switched to the afternoon. Like, and I'm going to tell you, like, we're on day 2 of this. Like, they were vacuuming. So each day, then we came up with the chores each day. Like, Monday is clean out the car. Tuesday is bathrooms. Wednesday is laundry day. Thursday's dust and windows. And Friday was vacuum and sweep. They have like not fought me on it. They've done a good job so far because Hayes like, I want the tablet. I'm like, well, you got to do your chores. So I'm hoping this will sustain long enough to where like once school starts, we can maybe kind of keep those chores going a little bit because I want them to build that responsibility. And they're doing a really good job, and it's, like, keeping our day, like, moving. Now, do they still argue? Like, yes. Like, I went and got those reusable water balloons the other day because I saw where you can use
Mhm.
them for, like, baseball, and I was, like, pitching them, and they were hitting it and getting splashed, and then, of course, yesterday, I filled up, like, one of those giant, like, storage tubs of water, and we were filling them up, and we had our bases and then our what we still call the watering station. So that was our special activities. We had a water balloon fight with mom, and of course, I was soaked because they were teaming up on me, but it was fun, and, like, those are the things I'm trying to, like, as long as they can help with chores and I can get some of that stuff done and help with, then I'm gonna be able to do more of those other activities with them. So, we started a daily routine, and they're excited about it, so fingers crossed it goes well for the rest of the summer. Build some sanity.
Yeah, we're gonna need that. We're gonna need that next week. Clinton's in he's like not in one continuous training, but he has training and curriculum writing Monday through Thursday next week. And he's like, I know it's a lot of days in a row, but I'm getting paid, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do it. And I was like, well, yeah. I went
Yep.
to a literacy training for my district yesterday and the day before, and I was like, I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid. And it's not that I like don't like it. I'm before this year, I had only taught math and science. So like literacy wasn't even on my radar. I needed 40 hours of reading training to renew my license, which is up a year from now. But like I had not done any of it because I didn't know. And I was like, I'm teaching math and science. Why do I need to go do some reading stuff? So I had 37 hours at the beginning of this year that I needed to complete. And thankfully, the intern that I had in the fall gave me 30 hours because she was there for a reading internship. And then I only had 7 to go. So I think I got most of them in the last couple of days. We had a few keynote speakers. Well, we had 5 keynote speakers plus 5 breakout sessions. Yeah, that's a lot. It was a lot. And, I would say 2 out of the 5 keynote speakers were excellent. One of them was when I was creating all of my door decor on my phone on Canva because it was so bad.
Ugh.
It was a whole hour and 15 minutes on grammar, and I'm like, that's not what I'm teaching my kids. No, it was a K-12 conference. But sorry, like, I'm gonna teach my kids sounds and letters and how to put those sounds and letters together, and that's where we're at. So, I was like, "Well, Canva it is because at least, I'm gonna make good use of my time." But one of the presenters yesterday, first of all, she is from Chicago, so I'm like, "Yes, yes." She did her doctorate at my undergrad university. She grew up in the same neighborhood as my parents in Chicago, like, in the city of Chicago. She grew up in the same neighborhood, which is crazy. She's like, "Oh, I know this mall," and I said, "I went to high school across the street from that mall." So, like, it was kinda cool to, like, connect with her on that. But she was hilarious, and if you're familiar with Gilmore Girls, she looks and sounds and, like, has the same sorta sarcastic humor as the harp player that was in, like, the early seasons of Gilmore Girls. Or if you've seen
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, she's the
Yep.
manager.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, it's so I love it. But she like, the manager, so, like, they're, like, the same personality, so, like, I was naturally hooked in
Mhm.
to all of that.
Mhm.
Plus what she was saying was really interesting too and, like, really helpful. Um, but I just, like, honestly and Katie, I am sure you are an amazing presenter and what people are getting from your training is usable right away, but the only breakout session that was really good and beneficial to my teaching was given by a first grade teacher. And it was like
So
yeah.
you have to still be in the classroom. And I think that's one
Mhm.
thing, or like spend time in a classroom. So, like,
Mhm.
one of the things that I told the teachers yesterday in my Canva training, I said, if you are scared to try something, invite me in. Like, invite me in. I would love to come sit and like help you and see how it goes because I haven't been told I can't do that. And I think I will die on this hill of I think you still need to spend tons of time in the classroom to truly understand what is needed for professional development.
Yeah.
And I know my boss understands that because she goes and visits, campuses all the time. And I know she would 1000% support me on that and be like, yeah, go sit, go absorb. And like, I learned a lot from sitting in elementary classes and campuses this year because that's not my forte. Like, I have a massive secondary background, but I don't have an elementary background. So I do think I want to spend another year sitting in elementary and learning and absorbing and being a sponge, right? Just because if I don't understand what's going on in their day to day, I'm not going to understand what they need from me because I'm all about honoring time and not showing things that are not beneficial to them. And I will even say that in my training. I'm like, is this beneficial to you? If it's not, stop me and I can move on to the next thing and they will. And I tell them all the time. So y'all may not know this, but well, your husband's a social studies teacher, but social studies people, we like don't get offended. We joke we don't really have feelings because being a social studies teacher, you have to be so like down the middle and not, you can't favor one side over the other. And if something's said to us, we're like, okay, because we're so used to having to be that line of fire of like, nope, can't say that, can't do that. This is historical. Nope, that is opinion. Like we're not about RLA where there's feelings and there's that's not us. So I always tell my people, I'm like, be honest with me. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Like I need to know what I need to change. And I've seen so many trainers not take that back, not take that feedback. And I haven't even looked at yesterday's feedback yet because I have a feedback form that I give every single time. And I tell them, be as honest as you can be because I need to know what I'm going to tweak and change because I give this training again in 2 weeks. So when I go back in 2 weeks to give this training, am I going to change something? Was there something that wasn't beneficial? Okay, I need to take that off, you know? So no, I wish they would have done that, but you also can't expect yourself out of everybody. So,
Right. No, like the the name of this training and honestly the reason why I went, other than the teacher used to work at my school. I didn't know her, but she used to work at my school and then moved to a different one. But it was like the making like reading magical. And I was like,
mhm.
magical. Okay. You have already hooked me into your session. And it was great. I was, like, leaning forward, eyes open, and, um, my all of my admin was in that training also, and, I was like I had a question. I was like, "Let me just ask you this," and I was like, "Let me also preface this with I taught 8th or 5th grade for the last 8 years, and I moved to kindergarten," and my principal shouted out, "She chose that!" And I was like, "I did. I did choose it, and it was the best choice." It's like she's like, "I felt like I had to say that because that would, like, be cruel for a principal to move you from 5th grade to kindergarten out of, like not of your will, but, like, it just was so practical, and so that was, like, just one nugget of information from the past 2 days that I left with, but had I not done the training this week and had waited or well, we couldn't wait, but, like, had the training been in July, I would have been like, I don't think so," because you're so out of school mode, but I don't know, tune me into your Canva training because I would sit here on Zoom or Teams or whatever and be like, "Okay, I'm gonna do it now." Like, I'm gonna do this because I'm pretty good with Canva, but like you said, there's so many layers that
And that's one of the things I've been getting on feedback. I'm doing
Mhm.
them right now in person. And
Yeah.
people said, hey, can you do this digitally? Or can we have videos that you send out? And so we are starting to move towards that. Like, one of the big projects we're going to have going forward is kind of creating this library of training videos for our district specifically. And I kind of want to be able to like send out little tidbits of, hey, this is how you do this on Canva. This is how you do this on Canva. Because we have that for Google. And my office mate, she does Google and she does fantastic videos. She sends out videos once a month. She has a whole website on it. Um, but I think now since we've launched Canva to everybody, we need to have a Canva videos as well. So that's probably something else I will add to my list of things to do.
And then you just share them with us as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. For real.
Okay. So this is totally off like school subject, but going back to last week, Becky, have you watched Off Campus yet?
So,
Yes.
okay. Here's the thing about me. Um, yes, I started it, and then I fell asleep because, um, I I fall asleep like, as soon as the TV is put on, um, then I fell asleep. But I'm okay with spoilers if you all wanna talk about it because I
We
was
can
very
wait.
much into that's fine. Ah! Okay, I'm gonna try again.
You
It's
watched
so
episode 1?
Mhm.
Okay, so you've watched episode 1
Most of the way through.
most of
So here's
I'm
what you need to do.
understanding the gist of, like, of the setup, but,
You need to
someone
get up
mentioned it in a
early
training
and watch
yesterday.
it. You need to get up early, watch it before the kids are awake so that you won't
Mhm.
fall asleep and then you can make it through.
well,
That's
and then you can't watch it with the kids around either.
Exactly. You can't.
Yeah, you
So
can't.
yeah, that's true.
that is the
Okay, so
downfall with some of
that's
these
gonna
shows.
be I know.
Mhm.
Then that'll have to be my mission this
Well, I can
coming
already
week.
tell you there's episodes that, like,
The last
do not even
episode.
have them sneak in the room.
No.
Oh, no, there I think it's, like, episode I wanna say it's, like, episode 5. Hold on, let me look.
Should I be reading the book series before I
I
watch
haven't read
this?
any I didn't read any of it.
Okay, so I just finished listening to book 2, and it's very descriptive. So, like, the thing is
So I should listen to it, but not with my kids in the car.
No.
Whew.
No.
I'm checking if I can listen to it, like, through Hoopla.
Okay,
So
I listen to mine through Spotify. So,
but
because
you pay for
Yeah.
Spotify, right?
I did, I ended up adding audiobooks because I that's the best I said, "You know, I already use Spotify. It's
Yeah.
worth my money." Like, yeah, I don't mind it at all. Okay, let me see.
Who's the author?
Kennedy, something Ella Kennedy, maybe?
Episode 3, you definitely can't watch with
Okay.
anyone around. Well, if
But it
you
is
look at the
probably
title
episode
of the
5.
name.
Yeah, episode 5. Isn't that the O or
Um,
something like that? Which one is the O?
no, that's episode 3
O?
because
Is
it's in the
episode
name.
3?
Yes.
It was that
Yes.
early on in the
I'm
season
looking
that
at
that
it.
happened?
Yes.
I thought
Yes,
it was
I know,
later.
that's what I thought so too. No. But I mean, there's other stuff later too, like, I think episode
I'm thinking of the scene of the 2 of them together.
5 that's 3.
That isn't 3? Okay. I thought all
Mhm.
the stuff leading up to that
I'm
was in
looking at it
3
right now.
because I
I
thought
know
the
it
scene.
to me, I guess just watching it, the episodes are really long, and so
Yeah,
to me, it felt like later, but it was only episode 3, which is crazy.
that
But
is.
yes, episode 3 is that one. Mhm. Becky, are you looking at the description, or are you looking up your book?
I'm looking at the books.
Okay.
Because is it the actors that read the audiobook or not? Because I've seen them
No, okay,
advertising.
so here's where I'm gonna complain about who read book 2. So, I don't wanna have any spoilers for, like, who's who, but the female reader in book 2, not it. I felt like she was whiny. and I did not like it. Now, the book 3, I didn't mind the female reader. I was like, "Okay," because after you see the show, you kinda start
You
putting
picture,
those
yeah.
characters. Yes, and then their voices. So, I really didn't like the reader of book 2 for the female. The male didn't bother me. It was the female reader I did
Hmm.
not care for. I I sucked it up. I finished the book, but I was just like, "Ugh, no, I do not like this at all."
It's good to know.
So, and I haven't listened to book 1. Maybe I need to go back and listen to book 1 and kind of figure it out, but I just watched season 1, so it's kind of all of book 1.
Yeah.
Is it too new for those books to be at the library, do you think?
No,
No,
you know when they
books have
came
been
out?
out.
They came out when, like, I think I was in college. So
Oh,
we're talking like 20 I graduated college in 2013, so they were out around then. They just
But
now made it
they're so
into a book
popular right
series
now, you
or
might
a
not be able to find it at
that
the
I bet you it's
library.
mhm,
not even there.
because they're popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
You might even have to be on, like, a wait list, like, if you have a Kindle or, like, a way to download it onto
Mhm.
your device, like, it's probably still even waitlisted,
Mhm.
would be my guess.
I'm gonna look at my library, and I might just read them.
But it's still worth
Yeah,
watching
but
it.
they like
You still need to watch it.
yes,
Yeah. Oh,
just
yeah.
make sure
I
there's
will.
nobody around. Clinton's okay. Adults are fine, just not your
Yeah.
children.
I like, after watching it, um, I'll probably be able to like, Clinton and Carson go to baseball practice. They have practice, like, 5 nights a week right now. So, when they go to baseball practice tonight, I'd be like, "Tyler, it's time to get to bed. Time to get to bed." Turn on Off Campus, and I probably will be able to watch an entire episode before they get home. So, I
Yeah,
think I'll
I
just do
ended
that.
up
So I'll
binging it.
make su
So, last week when we had talked, I
okay.
had watched 2 episodes,
Yeah.
and then that night maybe or the next night, I ended up yeah, I think it was that night because I think it was Friday night. I stayed up until, like, 3 a.m. watching the rest. I finished it all.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I did that the other day. I
Uh,
binged all of it. I sat on my couch and I just watched, and my husband's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm
I
watching a
could not
show, leave me
believe that I
alone."
stayed up
Like,
till I was like, "Oh, I need to go to bed, but I wanna know what happens. I wanna know what happens." It was like
good.
oh
yeah.
my gosh, that is not in
Mhm.
my wheelhouse.
I didn't think it was in mine
Oh
either.
my.
Never know.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well,
So now you have
then
a
I
to-do
understand
list.
my homework assignment.
Yes.
Mhm. Yes.
Mhm.
And I yes. Okay.
You
I
have
will
no
be able to
trainings.
finish watching the first no. I'm done with that for the summer. Yeah. I made sure to do a training. We had to do this, like, mindset training right before, like, we were out for the
Mhm.
summer, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll just do it, like, I'll just go and, like, do it over the summer," and I'm so glad I didn't. But, actually, like, the gist of the training is how to de-escalate a crazy kid. So,
Mm.
um, yeah,
Don't we get trained on
we
that
are
every
there,
day?
but no more trainings. Mhm. Yeah, they just wanna make sure that the district has, like, every single person who works with children in the district has to do this before August 10th, and our first day of
Yeah.
school is August 11th. So, um,
Ours is like August
yeah,
5th. Ugh.
that's your first day of
Our
school is August 5th?
I'm pretty sure.
what?
Yeah.
Ours is the 12th.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Mhm.
When do you get
And
out?
I got out
We
before y'all,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
and we go back August 12th.
We will be out before Memorial Weekend this year, but we also I don't know,
Yeah,
we
we
get
will
a full
too.
week of fall break, though. Do you guys get a full week?
So do we. Mhm. You know
Well,
what I
we
wonder? You have more bad weather days than what we do.
Yeah, and we have a bunch of flex
Oh,
days. Those
Allyson
built
does,
in.
yeah.
We have a bunch of those built in like PD
Mhm.
days too.
That's true. We get 1 a quarter. Wow. August 5th. Holy cow.
So
That is early. Okay, but we're not thinking about that. It is
no.
June 5th.
And we have
Oh my
lots of
god.
summer to enjoy. You have a show to watch. Katie's got PDs and I've
Yes.
got kids to try to keep to a schedule.
Yes.
So until
Yes.
next week, when we can chat about off campus and all the things. Thanks for sipping and sharing a moment with us today. We can't wait to keep showing up with you each week. Messy, caffeinated, and real.
And if you like what you heard, we'd be so grateful if you'd follow, subscribe, or share this with your teacher bestie, mom group chat, or training partner, or all three. It helps more people find our little corner of chaos and connection.
Make sure to hit follow so you don't miss next week's episode. And don't forget to connect with us on Instagram at Espresso Yourself Podcast. Tell us what resonated, share your own stories, what topics you want us to cover, or just come say hi.
Until next time, keep showing up.
Keep giving yourself grace.
And espresso yourself.
One
One sip at a
time.
time.